Alright, it's Sunday again, and I'm tired again. I wonder why that keeps happening. Oh, that's right, I'm up all night in Stickcam and blogTV now. Worked pretty good last night. I ended up having to go to Japan Stickcam again, so sorry for the people who didn't get the account thing right. I mean, you either have to get an account at blogTV or you have to do the Japanese Stickcam thing until Stickcam in America is fixed, because yeah, the room just kept exploding. But it worked out pretty good. The blogTV thing does work pretty well. For the audio stuff, and as long as you can find somebody to talk to in the little box, it can work pretty good for a conversation. Stick'em's still preferable because I like the more people contributing, but whatever, it was interesting. Not too bad. It was a one-off. And then one of the assholes, I was making some, rather sloppy remarks about Judge Hittner. And, so some asshole took advantage of that, and they called the local cops here. And so at 2 o'clock in the morning, or 2:30, whatever, the cops come knocking on my door, while I'm on blogTV. So it was kind of funny, but I wish I would have recorded it, because, it would have been nice to have a video of. So anyway, they were polite and all that stuff. They didn't, they really didn't have their guns drawn or anything ready to take me down. They just wanted to make sure I wasn't a complete wacko who was going to be sending bombs to Texas or something. So but it is just so annoying that people, people are attacking me for some horrible thing I've done, and they'll attack me by abusing, these public institutions. I mean, they're abusing the deaf service to make, the teletypey thing, to make crank calls, and now they, wasting a cop's time in this town to come over to my house at 2:30 in the morning. I mean, what if something did actually happen on the other side of town or something, and the cop couldn't get, he got there 3 minutes too late or something? I mean, these fuckers are risking people's lives to fuck with me. I mean, it's just so stupid and petty. God damn, people suck, and it's this whole unaccountability thing. Yeah, yes, people should be unaccountable so they can fuck around like this, so they can play stupid fucking games. I mean, it really is, it becomes serious after a while. It becomes a huge waste of money. It's like spam and all the rest of it. I mean, billions of dollars just thrown down the toilet to indulge assholes. I mean, why do we do shit like that? But anyway, that's a whole nother fucking subject. So back to the room. It was a pretty good conversation. I talked to left to center in the blogTV thing for a while, and he goes pretty good when he's rolling, but when he winds down, he's just a guy sitting there eating ice cream, petting the cat. So he has limited utility. Karina was in the room in Stickcam, and she's always nice. But she had a headache, which isn't good, so I felt bad about that. Apparently she's had a history with, problems with that kind of stuff, and, it's kind of irritating that somebody so nice has to have burdens. Burdens suck, but whatever. I don't know what to do. I make a voodoo, of the headache, and maybe try to attack the headache so it doesn't bother her. I'm big on voodoo. Last night was voodoo night. And there was the Japanese guy was in the Japanese room again. He was pretty funny. Invendiam! He had a very nice way of saying my name. Very impressive. I should get him just to do introductions for my videos, because he was pretty funny. So anyway, all right, I want to get to the point. So Nate was in the room, and, Butonic Nate, and he's a really nice guy, and I kicked him at the end of the night, and it was really stupid. But I just got so frustrated because we got on this stupid dome theory math, and about how somehow it proves there's randomness in the universe, and it's like we were talking past each other, and I was making the argument that it's our equations of physics, our understanding of physics is solid. The equations, there's nothing wrong with the equations. The flaw is in the numbers we put in the equations, because we have approximations, not exact numbers. And I was trying to explain that every time we use pi in a theory, in an equation, as soon as we put the number pi in there, that's an approximation. Pi is not an explicit number. And so when you're doing an equation that requires intense precision, an equation that you're going to take way out into the future, many permutations, then all of a sudden that inexactness becomes magnified over the reuse of it, the recomputation of it in the equation, and it completely screws the equation's capacity to come up with the correct answer, because we put essentially an inaccurate number into the equation. And because, you know, the Earth has a fixed circumference. It's not a pi number. It's not some number that goes on forever. It's an exact number. Spheres have that. But this, you know, pi is just sort of a cheat. It allows us to come up with a very close approximation. But that's all it is. It's an approximation. So anyway, and you can't do explicit math with it. And you can't draw explicit conclusions from the math you do. Every time you put a number into an equation that doesn't have a fixed end, your equation just can't be explicit. And it can't be relied upon as an exact model of reality. It's going to be an inaccurate model of reality. So anyway, I should just do a whole video on this subject again. So anyway, I'm wasting time doing videos inside the what the fuck, so sorry about that. But I got plenty of time because I'm talking a little bit fast, so that's good. So I think I've explained it again, but anyway, I'm sorry that I get frustrated, but I mean, I think everybody should be able to understand this. It's not the equations that are broken. It is the numbers we're putting into the variables that are broken. Our measurements are what's flawed. The physics is not flawed. All right, but there is no proof of randomness anywhere in the universe. I mean, any place we find something that looks like it, the flaw is in our perception, in the device we're using to look at that reality or to model that reality. It has not been demonstrated or proven yet. So anyway, enough said. So the Amazing Atheist, he did his Sunday video. I watched it. It wasn't terrible. And he even mentioned the fact that I was in his room, and he didn't say anything horrible about that. He sort of made the argument that he was into having a conversation. I was too argumentative. But you know, that's sort of the given, isn't it? I mean, our style differences are pretty obvious, you know, and that's what it comes down to, really. It is a style thing. But there is substance. It's both style and substance. We disagree on both of those things, but I think we both have an underlying respect for a good argument, for intelligence, for that logic, rationality, non-contradiction thing. So, you know, I thought it was an okay conversation we had in his room. So, well, there's not much else to say about that. It was funny that he, in his video, he brought up the exact concepts I had mentioned in the night before in the room. I even used that phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too, and said something like, I don't know what it means, but you get the idea. You know, we want both ways, and we have to choose sides. I mean, this is the same rhetoric I was using last night, which is just kind of funny, that we actually were talking almost the same thing for once. Just about how, you know, politically people want, you know, they want the tax cuts, but they don't want to cut the services. So, you know, it's bullshit. You know, people just, they have no logical integrity when it comes to their politics. It's just nonsense. Alright, there's lots of book commercials in his video, but, you know, he's gotta, you know, they gotta make their money, right? Whatever. Alright, Cody did his room early in the week, and it was pretty funny in some respects. He was giving me style advice. You know, my videos said, you know, I shouldn't do the effects thing. He doesn't like those much. And I'm not going to do those forever. I'm just playing around with the software, trying to see what works. I think they make the videos a little more interesting to have something going on. And you know, he says I should get a better camera and all this crap, and I'm like, you know, well, you know, I don't know if I need to make myself any more visible. I mean, I'd like to get a worse camera if possible, some cracks and little things in the way. But anyway, whatever. Just kind of funny, you know, to get this kind of advice, just because, you know, some of his video, you know, he's, especially his blogTV thing, he's, you know, he's like running a video where he's singing. Oh man, does he sing bad. And so, you know, if I was to get some advice, I'd say get somebody else to do your, you know, like lip sync or something, because you know, you play okay-ish and you're a hell of a photographer, but yeah, the singing thing, yeah, I don't know, it's no, it's not gonna work. Alright, moving on. I really shouldn't move on all the way. Oh yeah, well, they got that road trip thing coming up, but you know, they should get a hidden camera. He wants to get like a really good camera, but they should figure out a way to hide it so they can do hidden camera kind of things, because you know, people aren't the same when they know they're being filmed, you know. And you should, you know, if you need money, you should enter my idea contest. You know, it's up to $600, the prize money, so it's going to be at least $300 for the winner. You know, the second place would be $150. It's some real money. And thanks to Loreleila, I'll post a link, I hope. She did a video just saying, yeah, you know, ideas are a good idea. Let's try to have some of those. So that was good. Alright, I did notice a couple of Pyro and Matt videos. Pyro's still talking the same stuff. I mean, it's just, I mean, we're just going to be talking past each other, I guess, for the rest of our lives. And same thing with Matt. I'll do videos later on this week regarding the stuff they were saying. But, you know, I mean, Matt's just so full of shit. It's like, yeah, no, we don't really, science is okay-ish, but we really have to go with our, whatever, the fluffy part of us. You know, we gotta go ask our subjective, wacky psychology what life means. That really doesn't make any sense to me, anyway.